Sawasdee, welcome to LNTV English News Bulletin for Monday the 15th of March 2010. Today we have Education Ministry has new leader. Charity golf sponsors Ketsana victims. The Lao Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a warning to Lao citizens advising them not to travel to Thailand. The 7th Japanese Speech Contest 2010 wrapped up another successive year. And now we begin firstly with today's special story as we proudly present to our viewers the 55th anniversary of the Lao People's Revolutionary Party. To salute the upcoming 55th anniversary of the Lao People's Revolutionary Party, we, LNTV, would like to broadcast a series of stories related to the Lao People's Revolutionary Party's leadership over the past 55 years. Succession of the honorable course of the Communist Party of Indochina on the 20th of March 1955 marked an important milestone and was a decisive turning point in the history of existence and growth of the Lao nation. Pankam Vipawan was made the new Minister of Education last Friday, replacing Professor Dr. Somkot Mangnomek, who had held the post for the last 4 years. Vice President Bunyang Vorachit attended the signing ceremony in Vientiane to officially transfer the post. According to senior official, Professor Dr. Somkot and education officials have worked very well to develop education in Laos over the last 4 years. The ministry is now focusing on developing infrastructure for the education system from now until 2015. The Education Ministry is working to support the government's strategic plan for poverty reduction, which aims to raise Laos from least developed nation status by 2020. Vice President Bunyang Vorachit stated that, "We are pleased that because of the changes we have made, children now spend 12 years in school instead of 11. Standing Deputy Prime Minister Somsawat Lingsawat led government leaders and business people competed in the charity golf, aiming to support Ketsana victims in 3 southern provinces of Laos. Charity golf was held on Saturday at the Sea Games Golf Club, which is located in Pokam Village, Saitani District in Vientiane capital. According to officials, some victims of Tropical Storm Ketsana in the southern province appear to have been neglected by aid efforts and are now facing chronic food shortages. The storm hit the 3 provinces of Sekong, Attapeu and Salavan late last year, displacing many families and wreaking havoc on agriculture. Money, rice and equipment have been delivered to families in these provinces, but some families in Attapeu still lack even basic amenities. While the government, NGOs, private companies and individuals have worked to rebuild the affected areas and donated emergency supplies, food shortages at Attapeu continue to hamper efforts. It is disclosed that a shortage of rice is the main concern for many villagers after their crops were damaged by the storm. In some areas, schools, hospitals and housing were particularly hard hit. A lack of rice is the main issue in Salavan and Attapeu provinces, while Sekong is having problems with transportation. The Lao Ministry of Foreign Affairs on March 12th issued a warning to Lao citizens advising them not to travel to Thailand.
Lao issues warning to Lao citizens and advising them not to travel to Thailand, especially to the demonstration area in Bangkok, after the Thai government invoked the Internal Security Act to run from March 11 to 23rd. The Lao Ministry of Foreign Affairs warns the general public, officials, business people and students not to go to Thailand while the Internal Security Act is in force. The announcement also warned Lao citizens working in Thailand not to go to the area where the march is taking place.
Please stay tuned for our special story. Come back. Students from the National University of Laos and various Japanese language schools in Vientiane took part in the contest of the 7th Japanese Speech Contest 2010. The contest is believed an opportunity venue for Laos students to display their Japanese language skills. Our news team has the atmosphere there. The 7th Japanese Speech Contest was held on Saturday at the Lao Japan Budo Center in Vientiane capital, aiming to promote Japanese language education and enhance mutual understanding between Japan and Laos, as well as giving students the chance to show their ability in the Japanese language. "21 competitors displayed their Japanese language skills in reciting Japanese texts and delivering speeches which they had prepared themselves. The speech contest was divided into basic and intermediate levels, with the winner to participate in the upcoming Asian Speech Contest in Japan. Clear pronunciation, good grammar and inspiring content led a 21-year-old student from the Lao Japan Human Resource Development Center, Ms. Panida Sanyavong, took out top honors at the contest. Panida said she won this prize because of her attention to study and, more importantly, because of the support she received from her parents and teachers.
เรียนอยู่อันน่ะซุนเหล่าญี่ปุ่นแต่ว่ามาจากแขวงหลวงพระบาง
I was delighted to win the first prize because this was my second time winning this contest. My first time was in 2006 at the basic level. Learning Japanese is very difficult because it is quite different to Lao, especially in grammar.
Winner of the top honors at the contest, Panida said she practiced her speech for 2 weeks before participating in the contest, and she will now practice even harder before the contest in Japan.
ว่าจิตตัดสินใจเห็นภาษาญี่ปุ่นมันค่อยจะมักคือเรื่องที่ค่อยเขียนมื้อนี้จะมักเรื่องการ์ตูนของญี่ปุ่นหลายแต่ว่ามีบางเทื่อจะมีภาคญี่ปุ่นแต่ค่อยฟังบ่เข้าใจก็เลยเห็นตัวหนังสือญี่ปุ่นก็ว่างามๆเนาะเฮาก็ยังฮู้ว่าแปลว่าหยังหั่นน่ะ
I like Japanese cartoons and decided to study the language 2 years ago and became very interested in it.
Representing the Lao Japan Human Resources Cooperation Center from Luang Prabang Province, Vieng Savan Unsawat said that his tireless Japanese self-study has been paid off after winning the second place at the medium level.
ได้รับรางวัลที่2ของการแข่งขันปีนี้รู้สึกดีใจหลายเพราะว่าเป็นตัวแทนของศูนย์ภาษาญี่ปุ่นอยู่แขวงหลวงพระบางเลยมาแสดงในครั้งนี้แล้วก็
I'm very excited taking part in this event. Although myself just learned Japanese not long ago, to me taking part in this 7th Japanese speech contest has given such experience which will help me to improve my reading and speaking Japanese language abilities. On top of that, I would also like to dedicate this prize to the Lao Japan Human Resources Cooperation Center in Luang Prabang Province for encouraging my friends who share the same dream as myself of taking part in this Japanese speaking competition. The winner of the basic level competition was Miss In Beng Vilaihong, whose speech was entitled Education for Blind People. According to Japanese ambassador to Laos, Masaaki Miyashita, in Laos more and more young people are becoming interested in learning Japanese. He said many Japanese language schools and their students are keen to keep this event going, as it gives them a chance to test out the skills they have acquired and motivates them to further themselves on their study.
We aim at promoting and encouraging the students who study the Japanese language in Laos. And these are mainly, the participants are mainly students of the National University or those who are studying at private schools in Vientiane. But we had some applications from provinces like Luang and Savannah Gate this year. Yes. So learning any foreign language is a good way of studying, to conceptualize or not only conceptualize, to study a language.